Sawadee and good evening. Welcome to Thai PBS World Tonight. I'm Hatay Teshakitiranan.
And I'm Nad Bunag, and today marks the first day that the intensified COVID 19 measures are imposed for the next 2 weeks, which will end in August 2nd. So the restrictions imposed since last Monday will stay the same, including the ban on dining in and closure of schools with only online classes allowed. But more measures have been imposed, and three more provinces have been added to the list, which now comprises of 13. So the provinces under lockdown measures now include Bangkok, Nonthaburi, Nakhon Pathom, Samut Prakan, Samut Sakhon, Pathum Thani, Chonburi, Chha Cheong Sau, Ayutthaya, Yala, Pattani, Songkhla, and Narathiwat. So basically, all of the 13 provinces in the dark red zone. So the voluntary stay-at-home measure has also been imposed where everyone is asked to stay at home and to work from home, in addition to the nighttime curfew from 9 p.m. to 4 a.m. The exceptions are for those whose physical presence is needed at work to go out to buy food, get medical treatment, or get vaccinated. Checkpoints have been set up to prevent travels in and out of the restricted areas, with exceptions for those obtaining documents approving such travel, for example, from chiefs of villages, sub-districts, districts, and police stations in the area. Registrations must be made on Thai Chana app and on the website covid-19.in.th to get a QR code to show police officers at the checkpoint. Domestic flights to and from these provinces will also be suspended from tomorrow onwards, which have prompted some people to travel today. Hotels can operate as normal, but without conferences, banquets, or seminar activities. In Bangkok, the existing closures remain in place, which includes bars, karaoke bars, water parks, amusement parks, boxing rings, children's playgrounds, fitness clubs, zoos, learning centers, stadia for all kinds of competitions, beauty salons, except for haircuts and hair washing without other customers waiting in the venues, among others. So this is the latest on what is happening with the restricted areas, including Bangkok.
And with some feedback on that as the so-called lockdown measures are being put in place, Federation of Thai Industries or FTI Chairman Supan Mongkol has expressed doubt that the CCSA's decision to tighten lockdown measures in the 13 dark red provinces will successfully contain the rapid surge in COVID-19 infections, pointing out that the new restrictions will cause damage to the national economy estimated at about 100 billion baht instead of between 50 to 60 billion baht as earlier projected. He said that the increasingly restrictive measures must be complemented by an acceleration in active screening, including the widespread use of antigen test kits and mass vaccinations, without which the enhanced lockdown is bound to fail. The FTI chairman also voiced his disagreement with the idea of adopting the Wuhan lockdown model in Bangkok, noting that such drastic measure will bring the entire production sector to a complete halt, which will devastate the economy because there won't be any engine to drive it. The Wuhan lockdown strategy is quite brutal, but turned out to be effective. Initially, all transport into and out of the city of the 11 million people was stopped, with no exceptions, even for personal or medical emergencies. All shops were closed except for those selling food or medicine. Private vehicles were banned from the streets without special permission, and most public transport stopped. Initially, people were allowed out of their homes, but restrictions were tightened later. Residents were barred from leaving their homes as well, but were allowed to order food and other supplies for delivery. Officials went door to door for health checks and forced those who fell ill into isolation. Most buildings had security guards checking the temperatures of anyone going in. That was the model we call Wuhan model. On Sunday, Thailand's Disease Control Department Director General Dr. Opat Gangawinpong said a complete lockdown following this Wuhan model may be imposed in the next 2 months if the situation does not improve.
And now let's talk about something a bit better. And for those who are hoping for more effective vaccines, this might be good news for you because Thailand's purchase contract of 20 million doses of Pfizer BioNTech vaccine has been signed today with delivery expected in the fourth quarter of this year. Without revealing the prices or exact delivery schedule, both Pfizer and BioNTech said in a press statement today that a contract has been signed with Thailand's Disease Control Department under the Ministry of Public Health. Deborah Seifert, the country manager of Pfizer Thailand and Indochina, said that they are thrilled to have signed the agreement with the Thai government to help the country reduce the number of COVID-19 infections. Sean Merritt, the chief business and chief commercial officer at BioNTech, also thanked the Thai government for trusting its ability to develop and deliver supplies of their vaccines. Pfizer and BioNTech aim to manufacture approximately 3 billion doses of their COVID-19 vaccine globally by the end of this year. And Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine is one of the two current mRNA vaccines, with the other being Moderna made in the US. The Pfizer-BioNTech vaccine was approved for emergency use by Thailand's Food and Drug Administration on June 24th. But so far, Thailand does not have any mRNA vaccines in use yet, with only Sinovac and Sinopharm from China. Both are whole virus vaccines, and AstraZeneca, which is a vector vaccine, being provided. Public Health Minister Anutin Charnvirakul and other key health officials met with representatives from 6 vaccine brands this afternoon to discuss importing more vaccines, including 50 million more Pfizer doses separate from the newly signed agreement. Others include Sinovac, AstraZeneca, Moderna, Johnson & Johnson, and Sinopharm.
And with that, we wraps up tonight's program. Don't forget to catch us on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, and our website, www.thaipbsworld.com.
Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow. สวัสดีค่ะ
Swadee ka. Good evening.